Okay, we're heading back. That store is so nice. They had some chips. Name of the chip. Anybody hear it? Anybody see this video? I had tried some chips in Brooklyn, right? Over in East New York side where I go to college at. And they was um, sweet potato chips. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't too much for flavored stuff, you know? If I'm gonna eat potato chips, I'm gonna eat potato chips. And I got a certain brand, you know, of potato chips that I eat. Lay's. I would eat Lay's. Lay's done got so high, and that's only because they got less salt in it. I would eat Wise. Wise is salty, but they're good. And wait, there was another one. Lay's, Wise. All right, well, anyway, I guess that's all. So those are the brands, and I would just eat potato chips. I very seldom would get like, they got what they call it, the ridges or something like that. Then they got barbecue. I like honey, Wise. Let me just put it like this: the brand, the Wise brand, I like. The Lay's, I only eat like Lay's original, right? I may get like Danielle got some that was honey buttered or something. I think that's Wise, so that was good. But anyway, let me get to my point. Coming close to my house. So I had bought this sandwich on the East New York deli, and I saw the chips there before, but I never would buy them because I'm looking for the regular chips. So I saw sweet potato. I said, let me try this. Let me get these sweet potato chips. You talking about something good, and it is very, I won't even tell y'all what I'm looking at. It is, as you eat them, you begin to taste the potato chip, the sweet potato. And I went to this store where I buy my breakfast from, and I told the man, right? And he had original and barbecue. So the original has sea salt in it. I don't want to mess with that. That sea salt is really salty, right? So I went and got the barbecue. It was pretty good. So I told him, I said, yeah. He said, I only got two. I wanted to try them. So I said, yeah, get the sweet potato because it's good. And I went back there today, and he got an area just for those potatoes. I told him, I said, thank you. I said, I just want to hug you. You know, it's those little things that I think about. The people thank you. Those little things. Ask people to do something, and they do it, and they don't be doing it to try to get nothing out of you, or, you know. They don't do nothing to try to get anything out of you. Because when I was living at 183, right, I would tell the man about the apple turnovers, right? And he would I say, okay, I got to bring them and show them to you. I be forgetting to bring them, but I would tell him wait a minute. Let me put this down for a second. But I got my little hand all loaded up in here. I got me a big breakfast going on here. So I would tell him, I say, you get this, you should get this kind of apple turnover, and stuff like that. I would tell him certain things to get, because I liked them. And I say, you know what, you would get a good buy from it. Please, and people, I can understand that. I understood that maybe at times, it was a language barrier there. But you understand somebody else that's talking. And so, let me tell you what happened. one day I was in the store, right? And these girls came in, right? These white girls came in, no offense, but I'm going to emphasize it because I got to get my point across, right? And it opened my eyes to something. So these white girls came in, and I'm thinking that maybe they was a couple, right? So they must have had asked for some kind of ice cream, and they didn't have it, right? So the same person, they don't forgot, you hear me? They don't forgot all about what they said, what I said, right? And the same person I had told them about what to buy, they was in the store, and the girls was telling them about that was telling them. I know I'm so distracted. I'm so sorry. Um, I got to clean up my room. That's why, because when it get a little bit too cluttery, it gets in my head, and my brain start going crazy, and I got to clean out my head. So anyway, I think I'm gonna wind up keeping this robe. But anyway, let me go back to what I'm saying. So they went, and he was like, "All right, so what's the name? Why is my shirt in the window? I'll never know." But anyway, he was like, "So what's the name of the ice cream or some kind of?" He said, "Yeah, no. This is how it was. They went looking for the ice cream. They said, wait a minute, you ain't got such and such. Let's say it was Ben and Jerry. I think it was Ben and Jerry, but it was another type of flavor Ben and Jerry. But it was Ben and Jerry. He said, you got all the other Ben and Jerry's, but you don't got this one." So the guy was like, the man, he was like, "What's the name of it? What's the name of it?" And the girls was telling him the name of it. And they was like, we don't know, but just write it down, right? And they gave him a pen. She wrote it down, and they gave it to him. I waited until they left, right? I waited until it was just nobody of me and him in the store. And then I said, "You see how wrong you are?" I said, "You can get what they wanted, right? You took down the name of what they wanted, right?" And he's like, "What? Shut up. What are you talking about?" I said, "I came to you and told you to buy a certain kind of, what was it? Turnover." And it was something else. That, I don't know whether it was a certain kind of water or something. And I said, "You looked at me like I know that you understand English. But you was looking at me like I was speaking African. You see what I'm saying? Pig Latin or something." I said, "These people come in." I said, "And you just go on and you write it down. Okay, when you come back, we gonna have it." And then he was like, Shannon, what was it you want?" I said, "Never mind now. I don't need no handouts. I don't need you to do something because of the simple fact of I don't need you to do something because of the simple fact you feel guilty. I'm not going to be soothing down your guiltiness, right?" And then there was another time I went in the store, right? And this was done to me for years and I was living on Malcolm X for 15 years. So give or take away 5 years of those 15 years. So that was 10 years this is being done to me. You know what? And I ain't want to complain. And you know what? I'll go into a store and people treat me bad, but because it's in my neighborhood or because it's something that's in the store that I like, that I want to buy, you know what I'm saying? And it's my money and it's my choice. I would take the abuse, right? This particular morning, first let me tell you what they was doing. I would go into the store and I would say, I'm not gonna say the person's name because anybody see this, they'll know who I'm talking about. So I was tell the person, I said, "All right," I said, "let me get a coffee," because I will always order my breakfast and I will order a coffee to drink in the store, right? They knew that of me, and then I would order a coffee to take, right? So I would say, "All right, um, give me the coffee. I'm gonna drink that now, and I'll make my order, etc., right?" Ignoration. So I'm standing there waiting. Everybody coming in. He waiting on everybody. I'm standing there and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Whatever I order for breakfast will come. It's there. All I got to do is put it in the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting. I take it. I walk out the store, I pay and I walk out the store, come back the next day or the next evening or the next afternoon or the next night. And the same, what it would be the morning, because it would always happen in the morning. At night, the shift that was at night, they kind of knew us, because you don't get too much traffic at night. So let me go to the morning. So I go to the morning, this particular morning, and I go in and I make my order. And I'm standing there and every nationality comes in, right? Because that area has bumped up to, they done pushed out all the black folks unless you got some money, right? So I was like, hold up. I said, hey, I ordered a coffee and I ordered such and such. Shannon, I said, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I said, why do you do that to me all the time? I said, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I went in, not disrespectfully to him, but in expressing my feelings of how he was treating me for the past 10 years. I said, you do this all the time. I said, everybody, I'm standing here waiting patiently, and y'all take forever, first of all, to do my order. Second of all, forever for me to get my coffee. And it ain't all about, we making it. Everybody else coming here for coffee. You make the coffee, you give it to them, you take their money, and I'm standing there. What? I'm so black you don't see me? I said, no, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you treating me like that. I am a human being just like you are. You may came from this country and I may come from this country, but we still human beings. And we supposed to be treated equal. I said, I'm tired of it. I was like this. I'm tired of you treating me like that. And I said his name. I said, you will not do that to me anymore. No more. I say, my family come and give you service. And you treat my family and myself this way. I said, no more. You won't do it to me no more. I'm tired of it. And I walked out the store. Now, while I'm talking to him, he's fixing my stuff, right? He put the stuff on the counter and I walked out the store. And I walked down the block. And for 2 months, I went down the block. And I told my family, I said, don't y'all go in there. I'm trying to think whether I had walked in there one time. I was passing by, and I think I saw Danielle in there. Because Mary didn't, Mary, what I mean is that Mary didn't go in the store that much, you know what I'm saying? For whatever it is that she bought and what she was buying was only, at that time in that store. Well, I ain't gonna try to make it look all bad. She wasn't drugging or nothing, cigarettes, So I think I had walked by one time and I saw Danielle. I walked in the store. I said, what you doing in here? She looking at me like, I said, put it back. I said, better yet, come on, let's go. And this was in the afternoon. The morning shift wasn't there. They had done change shift. And so the people that's in the afternoon, they was like, Shannon, what? I said, come on, y'all lost service. We ain't giving y'all no more of our service. And we walked on out the store. And for 3 months, 2 to 3 months, I did not go to that store. And did not buy. And anybody came to visit us, they walked down the block. They walked the distance. You see what I'm saying? And so one day I went up in there. I think I was going in there for Tracy, right? I went up in there, and this particular person was there, right? Because, see, I'm a forgiving person. You see what I'm saying? I ain't going to hold no grudges. I ain't holding nothing. It's time for me to call my sister. I had a dream that I called my sister. Let me see if I can remember. Wait. I'm going to get on that. That's another story. So we went, let me see. So I walked in the store. So when I walked in the store, I let me make sure this thing different. I had to get something for Tracy, so okay. Trying to get a good light. So when I walked in there, right, the man started speaking his language to the other person that was fixing, I think Tracy wanted hero sandwich or something like that. So I went and I said, and I don't know what he said to the man, but he must was telling the person what happened, and the person was looking at me, and I'm giving them a look like, yeah, and I'll say it to you too. I don't care nothing about y'all come from another country, and I never try to put my culture or my color in nothing. You see what I'm saying? But people have a tendency of treating black folks like they nothing. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, in some situations, in some scenarios, you have to stand up for not only yourself as a character person, you have to stand up for yourself as a black person, whether it's a black man or a black woman, because somebody in society is going to take advantage of you, or somebody in society is going to neglect you, or somebody in society is going to be like, you know what you could do for me. And I let them know, you know what you could do for me. Because I am American and you're not. See, that's why I say I don't like to put my culture up. Because I'm not a politician. You see what I'm saying? I'm not into all of that. You see what I'm saying? The world was made by God, not by politicians, not by presidents, not by the White House. You see what I'm saying? And that's why on the money is saying God we trust, or we trust in God, something like that. Because it was geared around God when the world was made. So I don't let people intimidate me. I don't let people treat me. I'm not going to say I don't let people treat me bad, because I do. But see, I'm the type of person that you could do whatever you want to do, because see, my mind is set in the outlook, the realistic aspect of it is that my Bible said, do not fear the person that can kill the body, but fear the person that can kill the body and the soul. So you can treat me however you choose. You can say whatever you want to say to me. You can do whatever you want to do to me. You can slap me in my face. You can break my glasses. You can whatever, crash my car up, burn down my house, because I don't set my affections on the things down here. I set my affections on God. He said, if ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth, where moth, what was it? Moth and something else corrupt. So whatever. So I really don't take things to heart. You see what I'm saying? But if it's a place of business, see, you see what I'm saying? People don't really know my life, and I have worked, and I worked in corporate environment. You see that's where I was. I wasn't down low. Yeah, I worked at the parks. I cleaned streets. I picked garbage, but I also worked in the commission office building. I also worked as an assistant to a director of a building. So therefore, I had to have a different mentality. My mentality had to be on point in order for me to get that job. So now you come, I may sit, I may dress down or whatever. I may look like I ain't got no sense. My teeth may be all messed up. I may be skinny to bone. I maybe ain't got no hair. You know, you might not like my hair, whatever the case may be. But what's up here? Don't underestimate me, because I'm smarter than you think. And my Bible says that the Holy Ghost will come and lead and guide you into all truth. Bring all things to your remembrance. And that's what I rely on. So he probably was telling the man what happened. The man was looking at me, and I was looking at him like, yeah. And you better not mess up my food. I said, you better not. And he said, Shannon, no. And then the man started saying, oh, no, me sorry. Me never knew. Say, you quiet. Oh, my God. He said, you quiet. But, oh, my God, you rumble. I mean, I guess he didn't know the words to say. So he was, in other words, he was saying that I was a quiet person. He had no idea that I had such fire in me. So I had to laugh. I said, well, I said, it's not nothing again. He said, I never knew that I was doing that. I let it pass. All right. You ain't know you was doing it. Just like you got to go to the bathroom when it's time to go. Just like hey, it's time for me to clock out. So you ain't know what you was doing, how you was treating a person. And he apologized. He said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. I will not do that no more. And he was talking to the person that was doing the sandwich or whatever it was I was getting from that side. And the guy was like, what? Because he was talking in his language, but he was like, I guess he was saying, yeah, she was, oh my God, she said this and she said that. And she was, because he don't see that. He don't see that. The only time he saw me on fire, if I went in there and went in on that something happened with Daniel, and I would say something to Daniel in reference to Daniel disrespecting them. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, he never saw me feisty, if that was the word you want to call it. But with that being said, that's the end of that. And then I want to go back to my sister. I had a dream about my sister. I'm trying to think if I can remember. In the dream, I dialed the number. And it was like she didn't want to answer. And then I said, hello, like that, right? And she was saying whatever I don't know, I can't really remember exactly what it was that she said. I think I want to drink my coffee right now first, and then I'm going to eat my breakfast because I'm in the middle of a convo. So I'm going to talk first. Then, so, yeah, so I'm trying to think if I can remember. I know I called her, and it looked like she didn't want to answer. Y'all want to see this blouse? Let me show you this blouse first. And you'll see it's pretty nice, right? I like the red in it. I'm not too much for plaid, right? And normally when they have the choice of saying, do you want plaid or whatever, I usually say no. But I clicked on plaid. Oh, I just noticed the Ralph Lauren thing is here. Ah, I don't know. I don't really like the way it fit. Fits nice, and you can wear it. You know how when you come up from fall into spring, how you could wear like a shirt as a jacket, and you coming from, what is it? Spring, summer, summer into fall, not spring into summer, but summer into fall, and winter into spring. And you can use these as little jackets because it's thick. It's 100% cotton, and cotton is made to keep you warm. So anyway, so I was like, yeah. So back to the dream. So I dreamt that I saw her, not saw her. I dreamt that she let me be digging for my keys. That she I just feel like drinking me some coffee right now, so I'll drink this. So let me just tell you a little story behind me and my sister. And this is the sister on my father's side, because he only had 2 girls and a boy. And my mother, I think, had 3 girls. Me, Doreen, Diana. Well, she had 4 kids. She had 4 girls. I don't know whether they had any brothers with her. Well, I did have a brother, but the brother was on my father's side. So I don't know whether my mother had any brothers. I gotta ask my sister. Next time we talk, do we got any brothers for mom? But anyway, so we was talking. My sister would call me every single day or every other day. You know, we talk often. You know, but there was a situation that had happened, right? We had the car, we was driving, we was in the shelter, and we had came over to her house for whatever reason it was. We came over to her house. Because the thing was, she was a soul, and I felt in my spirit that the Lord was leading me to what's the word I'm looking for? Leading me to spend time with her because he wanted me to witness to her. I felt the witness that was deep down in me to say, but I just had to wait until the Lord opened the right time to speak with her, right? Because you have people that know God, they know all about God, they know more about God than you know, right? So people like that, you have to allow God to open up the door so that when you talk, when you talk, you're talking for him, and what will be said to make them listen. Now, whether or not they accept it will be on them. You know what I'm saying? So, we had went to the house this particular time, right? So, they was calling. My daughter had went, and we had went out. I'm trying to think. We had went out. We had went out. All of us was together. It was me, my daughter, me and my daughters. We was all together, right? And I can't remember where we were. I think we was going to the store or something. And she left the baby in the house, right? I didn't know she didn't leave the baby, that she left the baby with no Pampers, right? So the baby ain't had no Pampers. So now I'm getting phone calls. Like, we was going for a while because it was snowing. We had a blizzard. So it was, we knew drivers, I have experience in the snow because I learned how to drive in Utah. And Utah is a mountainy, snowy type of country. State. So anyway, to make a long story short, they called, and I think they talked to Danielle, and they was going in on Danielle. And so I called, and I was like, well, what's going on? And my sister started yelling at me. And see, I start off a conversation and speak to you in adult wise. You start screaming and yelling at me, I don't have too much to say to you. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not your child, and you ain't going to be yelling and screaming at me. I done passed that stage. I try not to even yell and scream at my kids no more, and they are my children. Everybody deserves respect. And I look at people, they ain't saved. I look at them, okay, the devil done showed up, and I'm not falling in his trap, so I just get out. I get up. And it's not so much that I run from him, but the thing is that if you don't entertain the enemy and his devices, he can't get you. And you get caught up in a situation because of the simple fact he want to pull you out of your character in front of people. Never, right? So I learned that about him. With the Holy Ghost leading and guiding me, I learned that. So when he start acting up, oh, you trying to pull me out of my sanctified character? No, you're not. Bye. Goodbye. I'm hanging up now. You keep talking. Listen, I said I'm hanging up, so don't get mad if I hang up. All right, I'm leaving now. All right, I got to go. I'll talk to you later, and I'm going. Right? So now what had happened was that when we got back to the house, I started talking to my sister, right? And my sister's niece, I'm going to say, I don't know who it is. It's just kids that she raised, right? And I don't even think it's too much of a relative to her. It's just somebody that she knew and loved, and that person's father died and whatever was going on with the mother, she took care. So this child comes out and she starts going, and she starts, now mind you, this child is younger than Danielle, and Danielle is my baby. And she going in, right? And I said something, and she was like, well, I'm gonna use this kind of phrase. She was like, well, you could shut up. I don't even need to hear. And I was, what? And my sister was standing there allowing. So I said to my kid, and then when my kids, started offending me. Daniel hadn't come up because Daniel had was parking the car. So when Daniel walked in, then they started getting on Danielle. And Daniel was like, what? What? Blah, 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 blah. So here I go. I said, all right, you guys. I said, come on. And they started talking. Well, y'all can get out. My sister said that. Well, y'all can get out. I said, I turned and looked at her. I said, really, sis? I said, well, all right. I said, you ain't saying she was like, yeah, because ain't nobody coming in my house. Ain't nobody coming in my house talking to me any kind of way, screaming and yelling. I said, but wait a minute. I said, look at her. I said, see how she going? I said, you ain't gonna come at my children, and your child is over there going in, and you ain't saying nothing. I said, kids, I said, come on. I said, they don't do what you gonna do with that baby. Dress that baby, let's get out. That's right, y'all can get out. I just turned and looked at her. And the girl was going in. I said, listen, I said, you ain't nothing but a child to me. I said, so I don't waste my children. I said, I don't waste my time with disrespectful children. I said, so you could go on about your business. I said, because I don't have to talk to you. So she's going on. I said, you go ahead and you have a stroke because I don't have time for it. So I said, Mary had done moved to the other side. So now Mary was like, well, why don't you come on outside? So she popping her junk, but that girl did not go outside. Mary was like, come on, see, because I teach my children. See, and I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger and I had issues with people, right? And I'm in somebody else's house, right? Or we at a party, or we at a club, or whatever. I'd be like, you know what? Step outside. I said, because I ain't going to disrespect nobody's, their dwellings. Step outside. We'll do this. So when Mary did that, it reminded me of myself. And she was like, come on outside. So you popping all that junk over there. You standing behind there. You over there. Come around. Come outside. And she's like, I ain't got to go outside. Mary was like, yeah, I know. I know you ain't got to go outside because you know what's out here waiting for you. So Mary walked out. Mary walked out the house. Mary walked out the house. And then my sister was still going, and I said, all right. So that was the first incident. So my kids was already through with them. Was already through with her, Mary and Tandra, you can only do one thing to them. Now, if they feel like they want to still be your friend after you do something, then, that's a choice, and that's one in a million. Because when you do something to Tandra and Mary that's wrong to them, they ain't got no more, they don't have no more dealings with you. They don't have no more, and they kind of got that attitude from me, and that's how I would be. But now that I'm saved, what I would do is not affiliate with you, but I'ma still love you. You call me, I'ma still talk to you. I'ma still have conversation with you. You still need me, I'ma still be there for you. But when I was in the world, don't call me. You call me, no. Sharon, you got this? No. Sharon, can I go? No. Sharon, can you? No. No. Now, if you happen to hit my compassionate side, and you happen to hit that side of me where you said something that make me feel sorry for you, then I may bring down my boundaries, and I may become your friend again. But if you still have that same persona that you presented to me, that caused me to be angry with you, and you keep bringing that up, get out of here. That's how it wasn't work. Get away from me. You ain't. And I would tell you after a while. I would say, get away from me. Leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered with you. I'm not your friend, and you will never be mine. So get out of here. I would tell them straightforward. So after that happened, I think a day or two later, my sister calls me and she starts talking about, well, we ain't gonna even talk about that. We'll talk about that another time. But, hey, this is how I go, and we ain't gonna have nobody. She's still defending her child. You see what I'm saying? And I let her say whatever she had to say. And we didn't really talk about it until, maybe 3 weeks later or something like that. And then I said, well, sis, you gotta understand, I'm not gonna allow you nor your family member talking to me and my kids any kind of way. Yeah, but then she got all excited and getting all loud. I said, look, I don't want to be arguing with you. I don't want to be fussing with you or nothing like that, okay? So we'll leave that be. Because I could tell that she was getting all upset. So I said, we'll leave that be. So I just didn't say nothing to her. So now another situation arrived when I was talking to her because she had a habit. She got a habit of you trying to talk to her. She don't want to hear what you got to say, so she's talking over you. Like we could, like now I'm talking to her about what I know, and that's salvation. And she'll be like, yeah, well, I know about church. I know about church. So she'll start talking. Then she started talking. This is really what did it, because she started talking about mommy. And she started saying that mommy was mean. And May Clay and Ernestine, yeah, I'm going to say names, was talking about how mean mommy is. I said, wait a minute. I say, and now she talking about, well, they said she was mean, so, she was always mean. She did this. I said, but you never knew her. Well, they knew her. I said, well, they didn't even know her. What are you talking about, Sharon? I said, they didn't even know her because they wasn't saved. They was looking at the carnal part. They was going by the carnal part, but they didn't even know her. See, it wasn't that mommy was mean. Mommy didn't like sin, and she did not stand up for sin. And anybody that came around her that was sinning, her spiritual side would stand up, and people saw that. And because she did not compromise with their sin, did not allow their sin to be around her, they didn't like her. They talked about her being mean. So I was saying, you're not going to sit here and talk about somebody that you don't even know. And then she want to say, well, I'm older than you. They older than you. They know. I don't care nothing about no age. Age don't mean nothing to me. I don't care. So what, you my older sister? So she was going in, and I was telling her, I said, see, that's always been the problem with us. You never talk. You never there. Okay, so now, with that being said, here go the other part that really stopped the talking. She came out. She hung up on me, right? So I kept calling, and it was giving me a reminder of Tandra, right? I said, this is the same scene that me and Tandra had, right? And it kind of like scared me, so I kept calling her. I think the first time I called her, she answered, and she was like, what? And she started going in already. And I said to her, I said, you mean to tell me you call me to argue with me? That's what you call me for? I'm hanging up. Right? You don't say all you got to say. Now I'm getting ready to say what I got to say. You don't want to hear what I got to say, so you going to hang up. I dislike people like that. I dislike you get all you got to say out. And then when the person want to respond to you, because you know you wrong for what you said. And when you want to respond back to them, they get mad and they want to either hang up the phone, they want to walk out on you, they want to slam doors, they want to get in their car and drive away. Or they just want to end, I don't want to talk no more, I don't want to talk no more. How dare you? How dare you? So you don't want to talk no more. You know what? Don't talk at all. That's how I feel about it. That's why God didn't give us the power that he had, because I would shut people up. Oh, really? You don't want to talk no more? Well, you know what? You ain't going to talk. Bam. Now you're going to be like that for months. And you know what? God did that to Ananias. I think it was Ananias. He didn't believe that Sarah was having a baby. Sarah, John the Baptist, Elizabeth. I think it was Elizabeth. So it was Elizabeth's husband. Something he did. I think it was just belief. He didn't believe it. And God got angry with him and shut his mouth up. And he couldn't talk. If let's say she was pregnant and she was 2 months pregnant. She didn't talk. He didn't talk until for 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He didn't talk for 7 months. And then he couldn't say nothing until that baby was born and that baby was brought to him. And when that baby was brought to him, God loosed his tongue and he was able. And you know why he loosed his tongue? Because everybody was getting mad with Elizabeth because Elizabeth wanted to name him John, right? And everybody was like, John, that's some common name. That ain't no Jewish name. Well, that's the name that the angel told me to call him. And that's what you ain't gonna. And God opened up. Dad, I don't know her. I think her husband's name was Ananias. Well, that's the name that's in my head. But God opened up his tongue and he said his name is going to be called John. You know, everybody had to shut up because the man had spoke, because they don't listen. The Jews don't have no respect for women. So they didn't want to hear nothing. And she was getting overpowered. Elizabeth was getting overpowered by the man. And God loosened up Ananias' tongue, and he said, his name is John. So, back to my story. That's how it would have been. Oh, really? You don't want to talk now? Well, you ain't going to talk. Bam. Stay like that for 3 months. Think about it. Put you over there in a corner somewhere. But God don't give us that authority, that power. That's why. So now I'm trying to talk to her. She don't want to talk. She getting angry. She hangs up on me. So I'm calling her back. I'm calling her back. Every time the voicemail come on, I hang up. I go back. I call again. Nothing. So the voicemail came. I must call about 4 or 5 times. And I really seen that she wasn't answering back. I called the last time. And when the answer machine came on, I told her. I said, listen, this reminds me so much of an incident, a scene with me and Tandra. And I did a little witness to her. I can't remember what I said, but I did a little witness to her. And I left it, right? And I think she had called me back, because that was a Saturday. And she had called me back and left a message, because I must have went to sleep or whatever. And I think when I got in church, I saw it, right? And she was like, because I have the program where they change the message into a text, the voicemail into a text. Excuse me. So it was saying something like, I know you got to go to church, don't worry about that, we got to talk to one another. Something she was saying, but she was like overlooking. And it was bringing back a memory about what happened when we was in her house. She just overlooked the fact of what she did, didn't have the audacity to apologize, did not want to, even if you had to apologize for your kids, you knew the girl was wrong. Even if you had to say, well, I'm sorry for her actions, she was wrong. She shouldn't have did that. But you going along with what she did, and then you coming at my kids. And see, that was some of the stuff that I told her. I said, I know you never liked it, me nor my kids. She was like, hey, I said, cut it out. Because you and Daddy kicked us out. You put us out. You told her. I don't even remember. Of course you don't remember it, because the devil had your mind. But see, these are things that you did. You don't remember what you did. And now I remember it. And all these years, I ain't hold it against you. I was there for you, and every time I stepped in for you, you want to throw pie in my face. No, I'm a grown woman. Now I'm grown. I'm a grown woman in the Lord, and I don't have to sit back and let you throw pie in my face anymore. I don't need you as my sister no more. When I used to run behind you and want you and all that, you treat me like dirt. I don't need you now. You see what I'm saying? I got my own family. I'm doing things on my own. Ain't nobody here to help me. You ain't even helping me, because when I needed you, you kicked me out, me and my family out. You didn't want no help from me. You didn't want to help me. You didn't even offer, well, y'all come over here, I'm going to cook a meal and y'all come and y'all eat. No, you want us to bring stuff to you. Later for that. I am very dependent now, and I am depending on God. So I don't need to depend on y'all anymore. Independent, should I put it that way, that I don't have to depend on you. So when she started acting like that and saying all that stuff, right, I didn't call her back. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I think I did talk to her after she hung up and all that. And she said, no. Let me go back. Because after I left the message, the spiritual message, we didn't talk no more. So before that spiritual message came, she said, yeah, because this is why I was keep calling her. Because she did call me back. Because she hung up on me twice. And I kept calling. And then she called me back. And then when she called me back, the first thing she said when I said hello, she said, yes, sis. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And she said, yeah, because you remember that time when they robbed me, when somebody came and robbed me? And so now my mind got to go. I got to start thinking now. So I said, I said, Lord, you got to bring this to my remembrance, because she's bringing up something that must be of importance to her. So I need to remember this. So slowly the Lord started, as she kept talking, the Lord started bringing it back to me. So she said that she had gotten robbed. They came in her house or in the hallway or something like that. And they stuck her up at gunpoint. They took her pocketbook and whatever else, right? And she called her father, which was my dad. She said she called daddy, right? Now, I'm remembering. We had just came back from dance because my dad was a mason. So he used to have a lot of dances that we would go. I would just go because it was just what it said, a dance, and I liked it to dance, not to support no mason and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they very secretive. So you wouldn't know it was a mason dance unless you're a mason, right? And a lot of times you couldn't invite other people into that, if they didn't have no connection with whoever was in it. So that's the only reason why we were able to go, because we had connection with Dad. Dad was a Mason. So he had just had a dance, right? And we had left, and we had came back, and we was in my house, right? Because they had brought the party back to my house. So we in my house, and we chilling, and we drinking, whatever. And I think my sister and her boyfriend had left to go home. I don't know whether they was coming back to us or they was leaving to go home, right? The party over, they leaving. So dad was in the house, right? I guess he was getting himself ready. So I can't really remember whether Tracy was there or whatever. I mean, whether Tracy was still in the house or whether he had went out, because he used to do disappearing acts. So he went. I mean, um, then Dad came over to me and he said, "Yeah," he said, "I'm going to go down the block, right?" So I said, "Oh, all right." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Tiny and them got robbed." I said, "What?" Now I can't really remember at this moment, but when she told me, I think I did remember whether I went or whether I didn't go. But right now I can't remember whether I went to the house. I'm just assuming that I did go. But maybe I didn't because the kids was there and I wasn't leaving the kids. So maybe I didn't go, but my father went. And I was like, "Really?" I said, "Oh my goodness," like that. And I'm recalling him having this funny look looking at me, but I didn't think nothing about it. Hey. So they went on down there. He stayed down there for however long he did. Then he came back up with this funny vibe coming with him. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So now my sister, after a while, not after a while, maybe a few days later, a week later, my sister came, right, to the house. I ain't thinking nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't paying attention because, I'm noticing all the hostile environment and stuff like that. But my sister is the type of person that she'll know stuff and she'll feel some kind of way towards you, but she gonna front it. She'll act like she your friend or whatever, and then she gonna come back and do something. See, that's the difference with me. If I feel you robbed me, I'm gonna tell you, no, you can't come in my house. Where you going? You're not coming in my house. You see what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Especially if I know it was you that pulled a gun to my face. And if I think that somebody else has something to do with it, you ain't coming in my house neither. See, that's the difference, right? So this is what she felt. She said, when she called me back, she said, "Yeah, you remember all that?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm kind of barely remember it." Yeah, and then when I come back to the house, I see the pocketbook in your house. So I'm thinking now, pocketbook in my house, and they saying, and Daddy says Sharon. Sharon what? So I'm saying to him, "Sharon what?" Yeah, but she going over it. She said, "Yeah, and the pocketbook is in your house." That really hurted me. I walked in there and I saw the pocketbook in there, and you had something to do with it. So now I'm asking him. I'm asking her. I said, "Was Tracy there?" "What are you talking about with Tracy?" See, nobody knew Tracy was on drugs. You see what I'm saying? And the person that robbed them saying that it was Melody and Melody's friend. They had set them up, met them in the hallway or however it was. I think it was in the hallway. And they robbed them at gunpoint and took their money and whatever else that they wanted. And this is after we went to a dance and stuff like that. So just like I said, I was saying, well, where was Tracy? What are you talking about with Tracy? Of course Tracy was there. Tracy was there. But see, she didn't want to hear what I had to say. she was getting louder and arguing. Yeah, but still, I overlooked that. I didn't say nothing. So now I'm seeing why you treated me and my family the way you did, because you holding on to that. You holding on to that situation. And I'm going to tell you something. This was on Bainbridge that just happened, and they lived it on Hopkinson and whatever other street that was. McDougal or something like that. And I left Bainbridge. We had a fire. So now all this negativity that I was getting from my sister, we was in shelters. She treated me wrong. She kicked me out her house. Now I'm seeing why all of this. Her and my daddy in the room plotting, and what happened? My daddy went tumbling down the steps. And I told her, I said, see, don't be messing around with people. I said, God watches things. I said, y'all in there plotting stuff against me and my family, kicking us out and all this other stuff because of something that you've been holding on for God knows how long. And you don't even, and I'm trying to tell her, but wait a minute, what are you talking about? Pocketbook in a bag. I'm getting ready to try to tell her, I don't even know, I had no idea what was going on. If that's how you felt, you should have said something. You holding on to this for years. That's why you drinking. That's why you done lost your family. Your sons don't want to be bothered with you because you holding on to this. You better let it go. It's going to take you right to the grave. So when I was trying to talk to her, she hung up the phone. And that's when I kept calling her, and she wouldn't answer. Because see, now I'm riled up. Wait a minute. You trying to accuse me of using somebody to rob you? I don't need your stuff. See, people don't understand. I'm poor. I'm rich now because I got God. You see what I'm saying? I was in situations where I didn't have nothing. I said, but I didn't go taking stuff from people. I didn't tell Tracy to go rob nobody. I didn't tell nobody. I said, if somebody came and stole something from you, they stole it because they wanted whatever it was that you had. If you came in my house and you saw the evidence in my house, that means that somebody brought it in there. That don't mean I set it up and I told them, get that foolishness out of there. And I always have a tendency to defend myself when somebody's coming at me with some lies. I really don't like liars. That's why I don't be bothered with people that tell lies. I don't even hang with them. I don't even talk with them because I know that in a split second, you'll have me in the middle of something that I ain't got no business in, that I didn't do, and next thing you know is some situation. And that's what the man was saying. He said when he preached, magazine preached Sunday, he said that's why a lot of people that's dead are in court in some situations. In other words, he's saying that people get caught in things because they put themselves in situations or somebody put them in it. And next thing you know, people coming up to you and saying something to you, want to fight you, want to shoot you, want to plot things against you and your family, and you don't even know what's going on. And they don't realize that what they did is wrong until you're dead or until they in the hospital somewhere, and then they realize, oh, sweat, that person didn't have nothing to do with it. Now you got to go behind bars and spend life in prison and don't get no parole because you listening to somebody else. So I didn't get a chance to say nothing to her because she hung up right quick. She hung up the phone, and that's when I kept calling her, and that's when I left a little witness for her and talked to her. I can't remember what I said, though, but I said whatever God wanted me to say. Because I was angry, but I had to calm down in my mind so that God can talk through my mouth. And so with me calming down, I was able to say what God wanted me to say, and I left it. And she was calling. And I'm going to be honest with you, for some crazy reason, I didn't get those calls. I just got the message. And so then I think she had called one time, and I was in church. This was during the time, probably that Sunday. She had called, and I was in church. And I ain't answering the phone. Especially if I'm leading the service. You know, calling me. You know I'm in church. Then your message is, hey, you probably in church. So then why you calling me? Why you calling me? If you really want to talk to me, then you wait until you know or think I'm out of church, and then you call me. You going to call me 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and you know it's a Sunday morning? You know I'm in church. So what kind of foolishness is that? You deserve not to get an answer. You deserve to get the hang-up button pushed. Because now that ain't nothing but the devil now. So you want me to answer the phone so you can come with all this foolishness? No, no, no. See, when the spirit tell me don't you answer that phone, I listen to the spirit. The song say, I just want to throw this in there. I'll say yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. I'll say yes, Lord, yes. I will trust you and obey. When the Spirit speaks to me with my whole heart,